This is a short video to introduce you to the analysis review form process. On the left-hand side of the screen, you'll see the form, and on the right-hand side, you'll see the VO platform. It's encouraged that when going through this process, you have a split screen like is displayed so that you can simultaneously view the VO footage and complete the form. On the first page of the form, you'll see that it says outfield player here. There is exactly the same form for goalkeepers, with the only difference being in the statistical analysis area. On the first page, you will see three drop-down sections, the first being what you analyze. You must analyze a match or a clip that's been selected for you by your coach, and you must use your review form to guide you through the process. You analyze that selected footage by analyzing your own individual performance to see what you're able to recognize about moments where you're involved that are both positive and constructive. You must make sure that you timestamp all of your actions apart from your stats. The final drop-down section is the Analysis Glossary. This is where all the terms that are used throughout the review form are included with their definitions, so you know exactly what's being asked of you and exactly what you're looking for at any given point throughout the form. For example, a timestamp is the exact time that something happens. So when you're asked to timestamp your actions, you must put the exact time that that action happens within the VO footage so your coach can easily locate it when reviewing your form. Underneath that section, you'll find data which you need to input, such as your name, the age group which you represent within the academy, the date which you completed the form, the opposition which you played in the match that you're analyzing, the theme of learning for that week, and the topic of learning for that week. The theme and the topic of learning for the week in which you are analyzing should inform and guide what you are looking for when you are looking for actions which you completed successfully and actions which you could have improved. If there is a case where there is something that has happened and an action you have been involved in which you think is outstanding and you want to include it in these sections underneath, then you can do so even if it doesn't relate to the theme and doesn't relate to the topic of learning for the week. In the next section, you'll find actions you completed successfully. As you can see here, there are three different boxes for three separate actions that you need to include as part of the form. Action number 1, and the example, is defended space well to block passing lanes and intercept a forward pass leading to a goal in transition. With the timestamp included, it's easy to locate this within the VO footage by fast forwarding to that time within the game and then being able to analyze what's been recorded in the actions area and see which actions you completed successfully. So you'll see as the footage here runs through 27:30, which is the stated timestamp, me here defending out of possession is able to block forward passing lanes, defending in space, and create a counter-attacking opportunity which leads to a goal. In the next section, you'll see actions that you could have improved. The example here is not scanning to see the opposition player behind me and moving with the correct angle of pressure to the player in possession to prevent the forwards pass. Again, with the timestamp included, it's easy to locate within the match footage, going to 6 minutes and 8 seconds to find the action that's been highlighted. As the game flows through here, you'll see me defending centrally, and as the ball travels from one side of the pitch to the other and then again back out wide, you'll see there is no scan from me to the central player to know what angle of pressure I need to the ball to block the forward passing lane. Because of that, the opposition team are able to progress the ball forwards fairly easily, and this is an action that most certainly needed to have been improved and can be improved moving forward now. Again, there are three different sections to apply three separate actions where you could have improved either technically or tactically in any given moment. In the next area, you have your statistical analysis. This is where you're asked to record short passes, which are passes less than 10 yards, long passes, which are passes more than 10 yards, individual duels, which are 50-50 duels with opponents where you either win or lose possession, dribbles, which are going beyond an opposition opponent while dribbling with the ball. Each opposition opponent that you go beyond while dribbling is a successful and complete dribble. If you are dispossessed while trying to dribble beyond an opposition opponent, that is an incomplete dribble. Shots on target, shots off target, and goals are also included. You must complete these areas of statistical analysis while the game is being played. So as you allow the game to play, record any of these statistical stats that you see, and whenever they happen, just include them. If, for example, a short pass is included, add a 1 in. If you then complete another short pass, just get rid of the 1 and replace it with a 2. In the final section, you'll see what questions do you have. This is where you have the opportunity to ask your coach any questions in relation to your team or your own individual performance in the match that you've analysed. This can be to do with any phase of play, in possession and out of possession, and doesn't have to be in relation to the topic and theme of the week. Any questions that you may have had about how the game went can go in this area here. Again, there are 3 sections for you to include 3 different questions. All that you have to do after you've completed the form is click the submit button at the bottom for it to be submitted into the Jotform platform and your coach to be able to review it. If we quickly look at the Goalkeeper Analysis review form, everything is exactly the same throughout the entirety of the form until you get to the statistical analysis section, was the only difference between the two. Here, goalkeepers will record 1v1 situations, aerial balls claimed, distribution less than 10 yards, and distribution more than 10 yards. Again, at the end of the statistical analysis for goalkeepers, there are areas where you can input questions which you have for your coach moving forward.